Hello and welcome to Communication TV, brought to you by Total Telecom. I'm talking to Martin Blanken of Telstra Global. Martin, you gave a presentation about redefining the telco model. What were some of the highlights of that?
Thank you, Ryan. Well, basically a couple of points that I try to get across. Firstly, there are a few persistent myths humming around in the industry which I try to demythify, if you will. Firstly, people like to believe that telcos should not become dumb pipe providers, and that is a notion that I'm not really supportive of. Quite the contrary, I tend to disagree with that one. And another one was around technology. Technology is a theme that comes up quite regularly in conversations as a differentiator, and I don't think it is really a differentiator. It is something that you need. It's an enabler to provide services to your customer, but it really will not set one service provider apart from the other. So that was sort of the first part of my conversation. If you look at the telco of the future, there are a few things that are here to stay. Telcos are utility companies. They invest lots of money upfront, and they need to work hard to get a return on that investment. So the network infrastructure, the IT infrastructures are simply going to be there, and there will be a range of services that telcos will be building on top of it. I would almost say that's all bread and butter stuff. You have to do it in order to stay in the game. However, the key question is, what do you do to differentiate yourself from other service providers? And I think there are a couple of things are crucial. One is the focus on the customer experience. If you manage to provide a unique, differentiating customer experience, that is your ticket to a lasting differentiation. And the second part of it is you're not on your own. You can't do it by yourself. You need other partners, other players to work with effectively. That in essence is the ideas that I was trying to get across.
In this changing environment, where do you stand on OTT? Is it a threat or is it an opportunity?
Well, I guess it is a bit of both. It depends a little bit on who you're talking to. If you talk to the person in the telco responsible for the retail telephony revenues, he or she will probably see it as more as a threat than an opportunity. But at the same time, it also is a good incentive to be innovative and to do things differently, to approach your customers differently, not so much from an offering point of view, but more from how do you bundle various parts of a solution into one offering that sort of keeps the OTTs at bay, as opposed to going head-to-head on a particular solution. But if you talk to sort of international service providers, they probably will tell you that it's a big opportunity. If Microsoft launches their new Xbox, they need a lot of bandwidth to allow their customers to play against each other in various parts of the world, and they need bandwidth and networks to get that information from one part to the other, and that's where the telcos come in.
Yeah, so where do you see telco strategy going forward? What are some of the key dynamics that they'll need?
Well, as I said before, the most important thing is that telcos should drop the notion that they're technology companies. They are service providers. They provide a service to a customer who is paying a bill, who in turn pays the salaries of the people working for and that is sometimes quite easily forgotten, if you ask me. So creating a culture of people who are passionate about serving customers is very important, and not just the ones who touch on a customer on a regular basis, the sales guy or the service manager, but every single individual has to have that belief that he or she can make a difference when it comes down to creating a unique service experience. And the second part is partnerships. The days that a telco could do it all by themselves are truly over, and not just technology partners. They're important, but also joint go-to-market partners. For instance, if you look at the enterprise market, sometimes system integrators are much better positioned to provide an offering, a solution to a customer, of which a little part of it comes from a telco, and let them do the heavy lifting. Let's say, from a telco point of view, I'm happy to support them and be part of a winning team, rather than try to be the organization who does it all by themselves.
So a really interesting time ahead for these telcos.
Most certainly, most certainly.
Okay, well, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much, Brian.